station. And just after that, Jim and Donnie were up on the flight deck.
And there's never a dull moment on a shuttle flight. And so Jim and I are wearing our T-shirts this morning because we basically got up and had this procedure to fly, and then we were going to exercise afterwards. But you can see this procedure. It had some fairly close clearances with the GEM module, but all of it could be viewed basically out of the commander's window. It was awesome.
And this is Clay and me transporting another rack today. And today we transferred 2 racks into the space station. This is WOLF, the Earth Observatory rack, which goes into the UX laboratory. It enhances the Earth observation capability a lot with remote sensing capability and a remote control of the WOLF, the window and the camera and video cameras. As you see, the rack is so big, it just fits the hatch. So we have to be very careful. We didn't hit any hatch shield structures, so we moved very slow and steady. And this is another teamwork. 2 or 3 crew members worked together to transfer the WOLF rack and another Express Rack 7 today.
I was actually behind Naoko waiting to get through the lab when this was going on, watching her do it. Now, several of us have commented that Naoko and Soichi doing these transfer ops, that they're like fish in water. They move so gracefully with these huge racks that weigh, hundreds of pounds. So it's one of those things where if you get it moving in the wrong direction, it's really hard to stop it, and they've just done a great job.
And most of our day, all of us were at some point doing transfer, which is a lot like moving, and we talked a little bit about yesterday how it's kind of like a game where you have to move some things out of the station to make room for things coming out of the multipurpose logistics module. And today we are really putting that dance into play. And when you go into the multipurpose logistics module, it is very empty. And now we have the hard task of filling it back up. So now we're going and finding a whole bunch of bags and trying to figure out where they go. And as you can see, that's a lot of teamwork, and what a great team.
A little after Dottie and I did the PDRS work, got a chance to go over and work on the ARED, the Advanced Resistive Exercise Device. You can see here doing squats. It's really effective, and it feels good to put some weight on the legs.
ARED's a great machine, and here's Jim racking the bar in the upper position, and you can see where it just floats. This is Rick in the airlock preparing for our EVA-2 tomorrow. He and Clay spent a lot of time today preparing tools and getting the suits ready to go and checking out all the systems and making sure that everything's ready to go for tomorrow's long EVA. This is a picture of the tool setup in the crew lock portion of the International Space Station airlock. Here's just some more exercise on the ARED.
The ARED is actually in front of, next to the cupola module. So while exercising, we can enjoy the view of the Earth through the cupola window, and it is fantastic.
Working out in space is actually a lot of fun. I'm checking all the tools that are going to go outside tomorrow for the EVA, making sure that the guys have every single thing that they need and that everything is tethered.
Hey, Houston, we did a lot of transfer today, and everybody was really busy. We got a lot done today, and we're really happy to share just a few moments of what we did with you. Thanks to everybody on the ground for all the hard work, preparation for this flight. We're just having a terrific time. We started the morning in the airlock. This is Trace Caldwell and Jim Dutton helping Rick and Clay get into their suits and get into the airlock. And here's TJ
getting our safers ready. TJ was also a great help today. And, of course, Dottie, she loaded us up with tools and put us to work as soon as we got out the door. These safers are backpacks that are donning right now on the spacesuit, and those allow us that if we were to fall off in some strange event, we could fly back. And the way they put us into the airlock after they put the safers on is the first person to go out the door goes in head first, and the second person goes in feet first. And then we spend a little bit of time as we wait for the pressure to go down and to be ready to open the hatch. We fiddle with our tools and we just try to get comfortable and relax a little bit before we head outside to do our EVA. And you see how many people it takes to stuff us all in there.
A lot of work and effort and pre-planning goes into EVAs also. This is Stephanie and Naoko in the MPLM. They're doing simultaneous operations, trying to do a lot of resupply and return supply work. And really, really busy. Today was just a stellar example of great teamwork. We had Stephanie and Jim on the arm, Rick and Clay outside, Dottie on the flight deck running the whole show, and with lots of communication, lots of practice, lots of teamwork, and a lot of help from the ground, with a lot of great planning and a year of training. They were able to execute the plan really well. This is on the CETA cart on the truss of the space station, and CETA is a crew equipment translation aid, and they were preparing this CETA cart as a temporary storage place for the ammonia tank that was going to come out of the truss on the back side. And they just handed that tank off to Stephanie and Jim on the arm, and then the old tank was going to be placed temporarily on this CETA cart while they took the new tank and took it off of the payload attach mechanism on the mobile base system and took it across and placed it in a truss.
One of the things that was interesting today and unique for both Rick and I was the fact that we were on the back side of the truss a lot for the station, and we found that the extremes of hot temperature and cold temperature were quite pronounced compared to our previous EVAs. I'm sure we'll be able to find out exactly why that is. We have an idea, but we'll see.
This is a view inside the laboratory module at the robotics workstation. Jim and I were hard at work flying the arm and trying to do our best to keep it steady as we were either going over the pin or coming off of the pin for Rick and Clay, and they were holding it steady for us.
And there's always, of course, time for a little camaraderie and meal, and this is back in the Russian segment in the service module, and we have 3 Russian cosmonauts on board, and there you have Suichi, Oleg Kotov, TJ Kramer, Naoko, Michelle Kornienko, Alexander Strochkov. This is Naoko Yamazaki, who is an absolute machine when it comes to transfer, and today she's right there installing the glacier into the lab rack, and these are large freezers that we brought up, and she installed one of those today. This is Naoko again inside the MPLM, and you can see that it's chock full of resupply racks and storage bags, and Naoko's having a great time doing it. She's really a pro at it.
Today, one of the things on our timeline was to transfer temporary sleep station. This is sort of the early version of crew quarters, and we brought up a crew quarters in our logistics module. The advanced version of the crew quarters has comms, so you can hear caution and warning tones. It's noise insulated. It has computer access, so it's much more comfortable than the early version. So we're packing up the earlier version and taking it home with us in the MPLM.
Guys, have a great time out there. Last EVA of the flight. And Dottie, we'll hand over to you.
Well, it's a beautiful day to go